Pride, and it's one of our 7 deadly sins that we've been talking about for the past 6 or 5 weeks? 5 weeks. Okay.
5.
Okay, and today we're talking about pride. And deeper roots. What are you doing? You're just like. Can you go to the last one? Yeah, deeper roots is on Wednesdays, 6 to 7:30. It's pretty good. Fun time.
It's supposed to come.
Yeah, you guys should all come.
Yeah, what is that? Like a voodoo doll?
It looks like a person.
There's some kind of metaphor hidden in that.
Oh, it's root. Oh, I get it. The deeper roots in your head. The deeper roots in your head, and then it's like.
Why
There we
is
go,
she
finally.
the fro?
Big deeper roots. Person. And you lay down.
I thought it was someone made out of meat.
Okay, better enough.
Alright guys, skip it.
Okay, so we are talking about pride today. And can anyone tell me the definition of pride?
I will Google it.
Courage.
Why are you looking at me?
Had courage.
I don't know most definitions.
No. I forget
Courage.
the exact definition.
I'll just tell. Do you have a general idea of it?
Not really do explain it.
I had courage.
Okay. What's it?
No, I don't want to say
Okay.
I have an idea.
Okay. What's your idea of pride?
Probably when you think you're too good for somebody else, or you try to hide everything, but any flaws you have to make yourself look perfect.
Cynthia, you want to add something?
Yeah, I know what she said, but being too confident in yourself,
Definition of pride.
like, I say a lot of curse words is a good thing. But being too proud, like, you're too confident in yourself, you're vain.
Okay.
Well, sometimes.
A general definition is someone that doesn't need anyone else to help because they think that they're all that. Can you want to add something?
I know who that is.
Just right.
Like, give me the definition of pride.
Great, bless me, I forgot. Sorry, she made me forget.
Okay, so I think we have the general understanding of pride. Okay, so you want to move on to the first thing?
Nope.
No.
Again.
Okay, so anyone know who that is?
Buddha?
Buddha. Exactly.
He was the king of
He was in China. He was the person that ripped God
Okay, okay, does anyone know why I chose to have a picture of Buddha here?
I
Cynthia?
think I know. This is going to be in our story. Yeah.
We had a Lego story a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, maybe Buddha had pride.
There we go, Gavin. That's a good point.
Back.
Back?
Buddha is the guy that says to you, rub his tummy and your wishes will come true.
Exactly. He thinks that he is someone that's greater than everyone else, and he doesn't need any help. He thinks that people should bow down and worship him.
Really?
Yeah.
He thinks he's a god.
Yeah, exactly. He thinks he's a god. He thinks he's
That's why
someone
he
that's
made that.
better.
I didn't learn about that in science or social
It's the general idea of him. He thinks that he is so in peace with the world that he doesn't need anything else. He is someone who is just like so good. Exactly, he's selfish. So pride in itself is selfishness. Okay, anyone want to read the verse on the screen?
I can't see
I
it.
can't see
I
it.
can
Let
see it.
another praise you.
Okay. Proverbs 27:2. Let another praise you and not your own mouth. A stranger and not your own lips. Okay. It's hard to read because
Yeah. And that means don't say, I'm so good, I don't need your help, I'm just like the best at this. You have to, if someone says, good job, you did good at that, don't just be like, oh yeah, I know, I'm so good at this. Pride is that, essentially.
Like you
so let
think
somebody else say that you're
Well, yes, and also give people it. Don't just be like waiting for someone to tell you you're good. Think of it as you don't want to be so boastful that you're hurting other people and you're thinking you're better than everyone else.
So instead of saying you're so good, try
Yeah.
to build other people up.
Yeah, just be like, hey, it's a good job. I kept your flag out there. Good job.
Even if they're the opposite.
There you go. I couldn't see it.
Okay, can you move on to the next slide? Okay, So today we're reading on two different points of pride. One is from Moses and the other is of Solomon. Okay, anyone want to read this? Okay, Cynthia again.
There I go again, scaring myself.
Uh-oh.
Exit.
Uh-oh.
Nothing.
You broke it.
Do you have it? Up.
Oh, it dented.
Oh, no.
Okay, Exodus 3, chapter 3, 1 to 17, I think. Now Moses was keeping the flock of his father-in-law Jethro's, the priest of Midian, and he led his flock to the west side of the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. And the angel of the Lord appeared to him in the flame of fire out of the midst of the bush. He looked, and behold, the bush was burning, yet it was not consumed. And Moses said, I will turn aside to see his great side, why the bush is not burned. When the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, God called to him out of the bush, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here I am. Then he said, Do not come near. Take your sandals off your feet and for the place on which you are standing is holy ground. And he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God. Yeah.
Okay, so that's just the first bit of it. And this is basically showing that Moses is talking to God, and it's on holy land, so he should be respectful and understanding of God. And it's basically sorry, got lots of words. This is where it's in the beginning of Moses, where he killed the man, and he's going, and God wants him to go back to Egypt. Next slide. Okay.
I can't see that. No, I can't see.
I'll read it. Then the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard the cry because of the taskmasters. I know the sufferings, and I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and bring them up out of the land to a good and broad land, a land of flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the
Canaanites.
Canaanites. I knew that word, just couldn't pronounce it. The Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. And now behold, the cry of the people of Israel has come to me, and also I have seen the oppression with which the Egyptians oppress them. Come, I will send you to the Pharaoh, that you may bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. But Moses said to God, Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the children of Israel out of Egypt? He said, But I will be with you, and this shall be the sign for you, that I have sent you when you have brought the people out of Egypt. You shall serve God on this mountain. Next slide. Then Moses said to God, If I come to the people of Israel and say to them, The God of your father has sent me to you, and they ask me, What is his name? What shall I say to them? God said to Moses, I am who I am. And he said, Say this to the people of Israel, I am has sent me to you. God also said to Moses, Say this to the people of Israel, The Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and thus I am to be remembered throughout all generations. Go and gather the elders of Israel together and say to them, The Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob, has appeared to me, saying, I have observed you and what has been done to you in Egypt, and I promise that I will bring you out of the affliction of Egypt to the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, and the land flowing with milk and honey. Okay, so basically what Moses was saying in this, he's saying, I'm too good for you, God. I don't want to help you because I killed this man. So he's basically saying that, and that's wrong. That's being prideful. That's being like, I don't want to do it. I'm better than you, God. Just because I have my say and I don't want to do it because I'm my own person. I'm a human being with feelings. So basically that's what he's saying, and that's a bad way of being prideful. Because you're saying, I don't need you because I can do what I want. I'm better. So we got to take that from God and listen to him. Don't just ignore it. Okay. So, moving on to the next version of pride is now King Solomon, it's 1 Kings 11, 1 through 13. Now King Solomon loved many foreign women, along with the daughter of Pharaoh, Moabite, Ammonite, Edomite, Sidonite, and Hittite woman, from the nations concerning what the Lord had said to the people of Israel. You shall not enter into marriage with them, neither shall they with you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clung to these in love. He had 700 wives, who were princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. For when Solomon was old, his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not wholly true to the Lord his God, and was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of Sidonians, after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. So Solomon did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, and did not wholly follow the Lord, as David his father had done. Then Solomon built a high place for Chunson, the abomination of Moab, and for Molech, the abomination of the Ammonites, and the mountain of East Jerusalem. And so he did this for his foreign wives, who made offerings and sacrifice to their gods. The next slide. And the Lord was angry with Solomon because his heart had turned away from the Lord, the God of Israel, who had appeared to him twice and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods, but he did not keep what the Lord commanded. Therefore the Lord said to Solomon, since this has been your practice, and you have not kept my covenant and my statutes that I have commanded you, I will surely tear the kingdom from you and will give it to your servant. Yet for the sake of David your father, I will not do it in your days, but I will tear it out of the hands of your son. However, I will not tear away all the kingdom, but I will give you one tribe to your son, for the sake of David my servant, and for the sake of Jerusalem that I have chosen. So basically, if you don't know about Solomon, God asked him, what's one thing you wanted? And he said wisdom. So along with that, God gave him gold, riches, and power. And he never asked for that. He just asked for wisdom. So along with this, he's now older, and he basically married 700 wives. Now, it wasn't just the fact that marriage was a bit different, how it used to be, than what it is today. It was a sign of power. So it showed that he had a lot of power because he had 700 wives. When he went to attack another kingdom, the king would give his daughter to Solomon, so that way they wouldn't destroy their kingdom. That's just how it worked back then. That's the meaning of wives. So it showed he was really powerful because he had 700 wives. Like, just imagine that, 700 wives.
I can't imagine anybody having 700.
I know, it's crazy, right?
Different places.
And then,
I can't, because like if they had kids, whoa, that's too many.
so then God asked him to keep his religion strong and what he believes in. But then he started turning away to what his wives believed and other religions. And that was his downfall. He was prideful in the fact that he's like, I don't need you, God. I'm rich. I'm powerful. I have wives. I don't need anything of yours. Even though he got there from God in the first place. So his heart was hardened and he fell away from God. So he turned to other religions and other false preachings so that way he could be thus more powerful on earth, not godly way. So it's kind of a bad way for pride for both of them. Moses was just like, I don't need you, God, because you are too powerful. I've done bad things. And then here Solomon's like, I'm too powerful. I don't need anything of yours because I'm so rich. Like, so you see how there's different types of pride. Like, we can't just, there's not just like, oh, I'm not prideful because I'm not over boasting. Like, I'm so good at basketball, like, you know. Like, that's an example of pride. Yeah, I know.
I'm
But
just like, I'm a little bit good at soccer.
But like the thing is, there's different types of pride. So we can't just be like, since I'm not boasting about this, that doesn't mean I'm prideful. Because there are different ways you are prideful. You just gotta think of it. Okay, moving on to the last one of the slides. Okay. So this is cute and it's funny.
Oh, I can read this.
Yeah. Okay, you wanna read this?
Okay. The completely humble and gentle, be patient, beware, bearing with one another in love. They're adorable.
I know, it's so cute. So it's kind of funny. Like this picture is a good example because that dog could have that for dinner. Like just saying, it's something that could happen. So but they're getting together. They're being gentle, you know. So God calls us to be humble and gentle and be patient, bearing with one another in love. So basically, what that means is we got to be humble. We can't go around boasting, and we have to be gentle. We can't just be like, "Roar! I don't care what you think." And we also have to be patient because.
Don't snort!
Yeah, don't start. That's bad for you.
So this goes really well with the first verse. It's saying, together, they're basically saying, we gotta be humble and patient, but yet still we can't boast about ourselves. Let others tell us that we're good, but don't take it to our head. Just don't be like, my ego's getting so big because everybody's telling me I'm awesome. And that turns into pride. Just saying, it's what happens. So basically we got to realize that there's different types of pride, different things that can happen to us. And we can't let that go to our head. We can't think that, oh, we're so good, we don't need anyone else's help, we don't need God's help. Like, that's what happens a lot in many people's lives, especially like singers. They're like, oh, I'm so rich, I don't need anything, I can just go do all this bad stuff.
Like Miley Cyrus.
Just singers.
She's
What? Yes, no, I'm just,
He's giving an example.
She's
I'm
dressed
giving you
up.
an example.
Ew.
I idol her.
So, there's,
What?
it's actually, okay, quiet down. There's actually, it's kind of funny how I got this verse actually. I was talking to Dakota last Sunday, and I picked up this paper off the counter in there, and I'm like, I didn't do this right on. I flipped it over, and I'm like, wow, that's Ephesians 4:2. This goes great with pride. So it's amazing how the Holy Spirit works because you just don't see it, but yet it's still there. I mean, look at it.
Eric!
I have this right here. See, this is where I got it from. And then I have my notes on the back.
Fabulous.
I know, exactly. It's like so amazing how this works. Okay. So we gotta remember that pride is being boastful and overthinking that we're more like we're really good and we don't need anyone else's help. Okay, so moving on to discussion questions. Okay, so in what ways can we be prideful? How can pride be used in a godly way? Why can pride become a sin? Oh wait, what? Yeah, never mind.
That's the discussion.
Why are ways in which God can control, in which ways we could control our pride? Sorry. Okay, so now we're going to be splitting up into small groups. After we close for prayer,
Jeez.
don't just
Settle.
Okay,
It's okay. We can wait. We can be patient.
okay, so I'll close this in prayer.
Do